Well, I think Tom and Susan's professional legacy would be between everything they did for the Pace Center for Girls, the Builders Association, the Community Foundation, everything they had been involved in. But I think they would be most proud of the legacy that they have left on the people they touched, me being obviously one of them. But for both of us, for our son, everything they've taught us, I just think that's what they would be more proud of, is what they did personally, not professionally.
I would say the phrase really that talks about Tom and Susan Spain is really connects with our Rotary Club and what we call service above self. And that's what Tom and Susan Spain are all about. It is service above self in everything that they do. And that's really what makes them such really special people in our community. I would say my most favorable or memorable moment with Tom and Susan Spain was really the ALS Bucket Challenge and the commitment from Rotarians to really get behind that and get involved. And Susan and Tom really put a lot of energy and passion behind making that happen. And really coming up with those funds to recognize, to recognize Brent and Naomi Williams. And Brent, being a past district governor, was really a mentor to Susan. And I know that she really got a lot of her knowledge and experience from Brent, and really helped her in her presidency year. Personally, I would say that Tom and Susan Spain really have had an impact on me, and that's because they are giving people. They want to be involved in making a great community and a great environment in our club. For me personally, it was really Susan helping me in my year of being president of the Rotary Club. Specifically, Susan was always there if I had any questions, if I had anything that popped up. Her number one thing was, don't hesitate to call me. The same thing with Tom. If there was any assistance that I needed in the club, it was the same thing. Either or you could reach out to. If I couldn't get a hold of one, Tom would say, I'll get a hold of her, or vice versa. So anything that I needed any time of the day. And there were some things that popped up in my presidency year that Susan and Tom really helped me with. So I would think that Tom and Susan Spain's legacy, let's say 50 years down the road, I really believe they're going to be remembered through the success through many of the organizations they were involved with, whether that's scholarships in our local community, whether that's the Pace Center for Girls, whether that's the endowment at Rotary and giving back, whether that's long-term Rotarians coming through our club and impacting the community. That legacy is going to be throughout many different arms that they've had in success.
I've always heard about the Spains. When I came on as the executive director, Kathy was the only executive director ever in the history of Pace. So I was the second, and she told me about the Spains. And my first day on campus, their names are on the building. So I go, this is the mama and papa of Pace. So they're pretty much a big deal. All the girls ask, if they haven't seen them, girls ask, who are they? And I say, well, they're the mom and pops of Pace. They helped build this place. And without them, you wouldn't have the classrooms that you're sitting in right now.
I tell you, the Spains, and I might get teary-eyed, they are angels to Pace. I mean, they are people of such great integrity and honor and the way they live their lives. And I was so blessed that they came to the center and helped us with our mission. They spearheaded our capital campaign. They took me to other schools to see classroom size. They listened to me about what we needed. They got so much donated for our building. We built 7 classrooms, and it was 2008 when we started, which wasn't a real good year in the economy. And I think Susan counted, she broke it all up, and she counted, I think, how many nails we would need and how many rooms we needed painted. And she broke it up so people who had huge hearts in our community could do a piece of it. They couldn't do the whole thing, but they could do a piece of it. We got the paint donated, and we ended up painting, every classroom was a different color, and some of the walls were different. But it worked. So they made it happen, and they changed so many lives of our girls because we really needed the classrooms to have a better academic culture.
I think what we respect about Tom and Susan the most is that the reason they do everything is pure, it's genuine, but they would probably prefer that no one knew that they did it. They're not trying to get the professional accolades. That's not what they want. It's just the right thing to do. It makes them feel good. It fulfills part of their heart, and that's what makes it the best.
Susan and Tom, nobody deserves this more than you do. You walk the walk. You do so much for other people that nobody even knows about. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud to know you. And thank you so much for everything you did for the girls at PACE and for me.